at its heart, Enterprise Connect is about more than just technology. It's about the customers. It's about the people that these companies will be serving, which is why I'm glad to have an expert in customer engagement sitting next to me. I've got Mr. Brian Kracik. He's the Senior Director, Product Management over at Oracle. Brian, thank you very much for taking the time to speak with us.
Hey Robert, thanks for having me. I really appreciate the opportunity to come and visit with you today.
Now, as I alluded to at the top of the video, one of the things that we're seeing more and more are companies who are not just talking about what their technology can do, but what their technology can do specifically for customer engagement. Why is this a new metric?
So there's a lot of new metrics coming into play here, and a lot of interesting ways in which we need to engage our customers. As mobility is becoming more prominent and is really dominant, I look at the way millennials interact, not only with applications, but with each other. The technologies that we had growing up, I know you're a little younger than myself, but are not the same technologies that we're seeing today. And they're becoming so simple and easy to leverage that we're seeing customer engagements change from the millennials all the way up into the baby boomers. And it's the time in which we want to really enhance the customer experience and create new opportunities for customer engagement. It's not just about engaging within a contact center and that interesting box in which we put it in, and we've also had a lot of frustration. We think there's a big change going on, and again, the KPIs for the contact center, it will be very useful and very worthwhile, but we believe that the engagement is starting to take place outside the contact center. And we've been working with multiple customers and really starting to see how can we improve it. So it comes from a CRM perspective, it comes from a social listening perspective, it comes from looking at all of these points in time. And we can get many examples where we drive in and start to offer new capabilities to our customers on their mobile device, in the web forms, to really create more compelling experiences throughout the buyer's journey. So whether it's when they're discovering a new product, and you think about how we discover new products and how we take a random walk. I might talk to you as a friend. I might go into social. I might search the web. And it's combining and weaving these together to create a way so we can now start to purchase a product, and then if we have issues with the product, how do I do a break fix? How do I get installation? So it's really looking at the continuum and the momentum within the customer engagement outside of the contact center and driving that to a better point.
I like that. I really like that explanation, because it kind of brings out the fact that the old customer relations manager was always about, okay, well, what's their name? How do you know them? When was the last time you contacted them? And that was pretty much it. I mean, there might have been a few add-ons, but that was the bare bones CRM. This is more, hey, look, a relationship with a customer includes so much more. And it's not just more information, it's more ways to reach somebody and more ways to put things into their language, into their understanding. And I guess you're right, millennials have come to expect this. If you're not doing it, it's not just that it's not as good, it's completely ineffective.
Well, and you mentioned a lot of very good points there and observations. It's about context. Who am I? Why am I here and what am I doing? I look at a very simple mobile application. I do all my business through my mobile device. That's how it gets done these days.
Right.
And I'm no millennial. But I'll press on my Starwood application, for instance, and I'll look at my next week's reservation. I'll be at the W in New York, and I want to call the front desk. It says, would you like to call the front desk? Yes. Contact. I press a button. It asks again, would you like to call? Yes. Then it shows me a number. Would you like to call this number?
Right.
It's kicked me out of my application. It's sending me to the front desk at the W with no context whatsoever. They have no idea that I have a reservation. This is its number. I'm calling from my mobile device, and I'm a platinum member. It's getting that context to come with the conversation that becomes hugely valuable. And that's just a small example.
Right.
There's other examples that you look at where we have an insurance company and they actually could do one thing with their 4 million subscribers and insured on their mobile app. They could only check their bill, not too compelling. But they thought of how do they leverage their network, create a new customer experience, and start to improve upon their business model from a retouch perspective to change the game. Now when you get in an accident, you have the opportunity to connect with the agent or contact center folks, and then confirm your identity, know you're in an accident, everybody's okay, and then you can take live video of the accident. It gets recorded on the back end, and that starts the claims process. I can take advantage of your location. I know where you had that accident. I could perhaps forward that video right onto some auto body shops and get a quote on the spot. So before you leave your accident, you now have a quote and a check in your banking account.
Yeah.
That's progress.
That's progress, and that's kind of what we've come to expect. If you've got my information, I want you to do something magical with it, and that's pretty magical. All right, let's move on, because it's not just about providing context. It's not just about providing intelligence to your salespeople and to your business managers. There's also a part of this technology that can help us get rid of something we desperately want to get rid of, and that is fraud. Oracle has actually done quite a good job of using AI and machine learning to look through and, just like the contextual analysis, find those things that look like fraud. Can you tell me how that actually works?
Yeah, absolutely. So listen, the network is a huge part of everything we do. That's where most attacks take place. Oracle Communications, our job, our responsibility is to help secure your network and look for fraud. Just recently I was talking to one of our customers who wasn't taking on customers in certain geographic areas because of high fraud. So this is when we introduced them to our solution. And in effect, you're looking at your SIP-based traffic and coming in and really looking at those streams, and I can start to look at how long are your calls normally take. What's the volume of those calls? I can start to learn your patterns and then start to raise alerts and alarms and even do active shutoffs. So this is some powerful information we look at on the network. It can be very graphical, very dynamic, and allow you to stay secure. Again, the network is the solid and basis for all of this communications. So we look at it from a network perspective as a core pillar, the customer experience, and then your digital business. So how are you leveraging those three pillars to effectively create your digital transformation and help your enterprise go digital?
So basically, Oracle understands my customers, it can help me identify fraud, and it understands my business.
You got it.
I like that. I think we can wrap up on that.
Excellent.
I want to thank you so much for spending time with us. If you could please tell the folks at home where they can find you, where they can find Oracle, and maybe where they can find a little bit more information of what Oracle can do for their next project or deployment.
Absolutely. So please go to oracle.com, go to our industry tab in communications, and you're going to find a bunch of information around our network, our customer experience, and our digital business and monetizing those. So we appreciate all your paying attention here.
We've been speaking with Brian Kracik. He's the Senior Director of Product Management at Oracle. Brian, thank you for your time, and thank you for dropping by. Be sure to check out the other videos so you can see what's going on at Enterprise Connect 2018.